Right now, 25 million North Koreans cannot choose their jobs, their homes, or what they eat for dinner. In 2025, 18 people from a single fishing village risked their lives, crossing the Yellow Sea for freedoms most of us never think about. Their story reveals what happens when ordinary people choose freedom over survival. This is what courage looks like when the cost of staying silent is starvation. Join us in standing up for human rights. Subscribe to hear more stories of freedom. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. One night changed everything in a small North Korean fishing village. The harbor lights went dark. House after house fell silent. When morning came, neighbors looked at each other with the same realization. Something's wrong. People are missing. Fear swept through the village. What happened out there on the water that night? It started like this. My home was a small fishing village in Ongjin County, South Hwanghae Province. The Yellow Sea stretched out in front. Low mountains rose behind us like a screen. On clear days, you could make out faint lights from the south. I was born there, spent my whole life as a fisherman. Worked my father's 20-ton wooden boat, catching croaker. Most villagers lived off fishing. Out of about 100 residents, more than half were fishermen. Every morning at 3, I'd wake up to prep the boat. Before heading out, we had to stop at the Coast Guard. The real problem came after the catch. A full day's work might bring in 100 croaker. Half went straight to the military. Patriotic contribution for our people's army soldiers, they called it. At first, I accepted it. But the 50 fish I brought home barely fed my family. We had to sell them at Jangmadang, the marketplace, to buy rice and corn. Evenings, I'd come home to my family. My wife's clam soup was all we had. Rice was for holidays only. When my son Minsu asked, "Dad, big catch today?" I'd say, "Yeah," but it all went to the military. My 4-year-old granddaughter, June, would say she was hungry. That tore me up inside. My mother, 79, often muttered, "It wasn't like this before." She lived through the Korean War. Before the war, we ate rice and grilled fish sometimes, she'd say. Why are we so hungry now? I had no answer. Back then, I didn't question the system. I figured hard work would make things better eventually. We'd been taught the great leader was working for us. But small doubts crept in. Why were we always hungry despite catching fish daily? Why surrender half our catch? These thoughts took root. I didn't realize. Then seeds of change were sprouting. Seeds that would upend my entire life. Fall 2024. The event that changed everything. That morning, same routine, up at 3, heading to the harbor. Then I spotted something wedged between the rocks. A large vinyl balloon. From the south. My heart pounded. We'd been taught to report these immediately. But no one was around. Hands shaking, I opened it. Flyers inside. Photos of South Korean life. Supermarket interiors. Roads packed with cars. High-rise apartments. I couldn't believe it. More shocking, a small package. Choco pie, some kind of snack, and a USB drive. I knew some people secretly used Chinese phones. My son Minsu had gotten one at the market. I stuffed the balloon under my shirt and ran home. That night, the whole family gathered. Locked the door tight. Under the blankets, we plugged the USB into the phone. A Korean drama appeared. At first, I thought it was propaganda. We'd been taught the South was poor and miserable. But the people on screen were different. "Look at that kitchen," my wife whispered. "A refrigerator. A huge one. Open the door, meat, vegetables, fruit packed inside." We didn't even have a refrigerator. Barely had rice for one day. Then came the real shock. A supermarket. Rice stacked in bags. Instant noodles piled like mountains. Snacks, bread, milk. People just choosing what they wanted and buying it. How can there be so much? Words failed me. Minsu asked, "Dad, is this real?" I didn't want to believe it either. But the screen didn't lie. People laughing over meals, moving freely, talking without fear. So different from us. For days, we secretly watched dramas at night. Each episode brought more shock. North Korea is the best, we'd been taught. All lies. Southerners are pitiful, pure propaganda. We were the pitiful ones. Everything started looking different. Losing fish daily. Struggling for a handful of rice. Not speaking freely. All of it seemed wrong. We've been deceived, I realized. Couldn't sleep that night. Decades of belief crumbling. I can't let my children live like this. That thought wouldn't leave. My 4-year-old crying from hunger. My 28-year-old son sighing about no future. Couldn't watch anymore. From that day, I changed. The thought of leaving someday, it took hold in my mind. Spring 2025 arrived. Hope didn't. Rations had been cut off for years. Before, we'd get corn once or twice a month. Now nothing. 1 meal a day became normal. Morning cornmeal stirred in water. Evening porridge from grass roots. Even our catch couldn't come home anymore. Coast Guard soldiers got worse. One day I brought in 100 croaker. From now on, bring 150, they demanded. I only caught 100. Then catch 500 tomorrow. Nonsense. Some days were worse. They'd pull up cabbage from our garden. We'd saved it for kimchi. The military needs it, they said, loading it on a truck. Protest, and they'd threaten you. Are you a reactionary? No choice but to endure. Other villagers suffered the same. Captain Choi's family next door cut from 2 meals to 1. Young sailor Lee Guangsu's family ate once every 2 days. 72-year-old Kim Hansu, when I snuck him some fish, said, "Thank you. Us old folks can starve, but I worry about the young ones." The hardest part, a neighbor's child died. 10 years old. Malnutrition. The mother starved herself for days trying to feed him porridge. Couldn't save him. At the funeral, she wailed, "What did I do to deserve this?" Tears came. I thought of my granddaughter, June. Came home to find mother collapsed. At 79, her body couldn't take the hunger. Need medicine. But pharmacies had none. Money couldn't buy what wasn't there. Chinese medicine at the market cost 10 kilograms of rice. Where would I get that? My daughter-in-law, Mi-young, collapsed at the factory too. 26 years old. Passed out at work. No food means no strength. Minsu said, "Dad, we'll all die like this." He was right. Harder still, state security crackdowns intensified. House-to-house searches for Korean drama watchers. Broadcasts demanded, "Turn in your Chinese phones." Getting caught meant the whole family to a political prison camp. I buried the USB. Scared but couldn't throw it away. Every night I thought, can't live like this. Mother will die. My granddaughter will starve. Need to save my family at least. But I couldn't leave alone. Even if I succeeded, the family left behind would suffer. Under guilt by association, the whole family had to go together. Problem was, our family wasn't just 18 people. Captain Choi next door, engineer Park Yong-ho, young sailor Lee Guangsu. They were thinking the same thing. One day, Park asked quietly, "Brother, I can't go on either." Maybe. He couldn't finish. I understood. We were all thinking it. Could we leave with the villagers together? The thought was dizzying. Could nearly 20 people keep a secret? One mistake, and everyone's finished. But it seemed better than leaving separately. We'd lived as neighbors our whole lives. Slowly, very slowly, the dangerous thought took concrete shape. The decisive moment came in August 2025. An elderly woman in the village died, 82, starved to death. At the funeral, her grandson cried, "Grandma, go south and eat your fill." Hearing that, chills ran through me. That night, Mother called me over. "Cheolsu, I can die here, but you must live." A woman who'd spent 79 years in the north saying that. "Mother, what are you? Before I die, I want to find the graves of my southern relatives. People we lost in the war, how they lived." Her voice broke. Days later, I met my close friend, Captain Choi Dong-soo. We'd grown up together. "Brother, I need to be honest with you," he said, voice trembling. "Me too," I replied. Eye contact said it all. Same thought. "We can't go alone, can we?" I asked carefully. Choi nodded. Engineer Park's probably thinking the same. Young Lee Guangsu, too. That's how it started. But the fear was real. One person failing to keep the secret meant death for all. For a month, we carefully contacted people. Folks we'd worked with day and night, lived alongside forever. Still couldn't speak carelessly. Things are tough, huh? Yeah, unbearable. Testing the waters first. Once certain, then asking carefully, if, just if, we could go somewhere else. Late August, we finally held a secret meeting. My storage shed. 11 at night, people slipped in one by one. Choi's family of 5, Park's family of 4, Lee's family of 4, Kim Hansu's family of 3, newlyweds, Jung Woo-jin. My family included 18 people. One mistake and we all die. I spoke first. Think carefully. You can still back out. No one stood. Everyone had made up their minds. 72-year-old Kim spoke up. "I'm old, but before I die, I want to step on free land." Want to show my grandchildren a real world. We made concrete plans. My boat, Dawn Star, was 20 tons. Tight for 18 people, but possible. We crossed the Yellow Sea southward. Need to pick a day with calm waves. Engineer Park said he'd check the engine. We'd need maximum fuel. Divided up supplies. Corn, potatoes, kimchi. Couldn't take much. Water was most important. Thinking of the children and elderly. Life jackets, too. Act normal. Absolutely cannot raise suspicion. Everyone nodded. The GPS tracker was most dangerous. All boats got them in recent years. Once we're out at sea, we tear it off and dump it. Park figured out how. But from that moment, there's no turning back. State security will know immediately. Had to watch the weather. High waves endangered the elderly and children. After Chuseok, mid-September should work, Choi said. Water conditions will be decent, weather relatively stable. One last thing, we decided everyone would visit their ancestors' graves for final goodbyes. We might never return, eyes welled up. We'd each take a handful of home soil to remember. When the meeting ended and we dispersed, Choi gripped my hand tight. Brother, we have to succeed. We will. We all have to survive. But inside I was terrified. 18 people all at once. Was this even possible? But there was no other way. Stay and we'd all die. Had to risk it. September 2025. The day arrived. Few days after lunar Chuseok. Secretly checked the forecast waves under 1 meter. Some fog expected. Actually good conditions for us. The night before, 18 people made final preparations at home. Packed home soil in small pouches. Mother said when she died, bury her in this soil. 2 in the morning, we started moving one by one. Had to look like a normal fishing trip. Except today we left an hour early. Choi went to the harbor first. 10 minutes later, Park's family. 10 minutes after that, Lee's family. Staggered timing. All at once would raise suspicion. Most careful part, the elderly and children. 79-year-old mother. 72-year-old Kim. 4-year-old granddaughter Jun. Couldn't stumble in the dark. Minsu carried mother on his back. I held Jun's hand. She asked where we were going, but I just said, "Be quiet." Told her we were going fishing. Thankfully, she nodded and followed silently. 500 meters to the harbor. Normally just a walk, but that day felt like 5 kilometers. What if patrol showed up? What if someone saw us? Heart felt like it would burst. Everyone made it safely. Getting on the boat, my hands shook. 18 people on a 20-ton boat packed tight. Minimized cargo, still cramped. Seated the elderly in the middle, children in safe spots, too. 3 in the morning, started the engine. The rumble, usually familiar, sounded like thunder that day. What if someone woke up? But the village stayed quiet. Everyone sleeping. The biggest hurdle was the checkpoint. To leave the harbor, Coast Guard permission was mandatory. I went to the wheelhouse alone. The other 17 hid below deck. The guard asked why we were leaving early. Said the croaker would be running good today. Tried not to let my voice shake. Handed over my permit. The guard shined his flashlight, checking. Asked what cargo we had. Nets and bait, I said. But then he wanted to inspect below deck himself. Thought my heart would stop. The guard came down to the boat. Lifted the net piles. Fortunately, people were hidden deeper. Checked a few spots, then cleared us to depart. That moment I could breathe. The boat left the harbor. 500 meters from shore, everyone came back up. We'd passed the first gate, but too soon to relax. The real challenge was just beginning. Went to our usual fishing grounds first, in case surveillance boats were watching. Pretended to cast nets for 30 minutes. Confirmed no one around, then changed direction. Now heading south. Park removed the GPS tracker. Said state security would know the moment we dumped it. No going back. The tracker splashed into the sea. That's when it really started. Full throttle on the engine. Southwest bearing. Target the northern limit line, the NLL. Cross that, we're in South Korean waters. About 50 kilometers. 4-5 hours, we figured. The boat fell silent. Everyone's face tense. Mother prayed to our ancestors for help. Kim muttered, "Please let us make it safely." Young mothers held their children tight. I gripped the helm, eyes forward. Hands trembling as I held course. Choi said we'd made it this far, we'd done it. But I said we still had far to go. Couldn't relax until we touched Korean soil. Kept praying inside. The eastern sky slowly brightened. 4 in the morning. No turning back now. Only forward. 4 in the morning. The boat raced southwest. Target the northern limit line. Cross that line, we'd be in South Korean waters. 50 kilometers. 4-5 hours maybe. But anything could happen at sea. First crisis came at 5. Lights to the north. A patrol boat. Clearly searching for us. They'd noticed the GPS tracker was gone and came after us. My heart sank. Fortunately, some fog had rolled in. Cut the engine noise as much as possible. 18 people held their breath. The boat went dead silent. Worried 4-year-old June might cry, my daughter-in-law covered her mouth. The patrol lights drew closer, then thankfully turned away. The fog saved us. They didn't spot us. Around 6, the waves picked up. Weather changing. The boat rocked violently. The elderly and children got seasick. Mother threw up. A 79-year-old enduring this. My heart broke. Kim's face went pale, too. Myung held June tight. The child whimpered. She was scared. Lee's kids looked terrified, 15, 12 years old. So young to suffer like this. By 7, another problem. Fuel draining faster than expected. The waves forced us to push the engine harder. Engineer Park checked the fuel gauge. Worry on his face. Had to slow down, but that meant more time. Daylight would increase the risk of North Korean patrol detection. We decided to reduce speed just slightly. The mood grew heavier. Everyone exhausted. No sleep all night. Constant tension. We shared small portions of corn porridge. No appetite, but needed to maintain strength. Conserved water, too. Who knew how much longer? Near 8, the sun fully rose. Nowhere to hide now. Just our boat floating on the open sea. If a North Korean patrol appeared, the thought was terrifying. Choi checked the compass, calculating. Not far to the NLL, he said. 10 kilometers, maybe? 1 more hour. Hope appeared. But that hour would be the most dangerous. Around 8:30, finally confirmed by GPS. We'd crossed the NLL. We were in South Korean waters. Everyone cheered, but I stopped them. Couldn't relax yet. Not until we met the South Korean Navy. People in the boat were ready to collapse. Mother seemed to have lost all strength, eyes closed. Kim was gasping for breath. Children whimpered from hunger. But food and water were nearly gone. All we had left was hope. One thing remained, finding a South Korean vessel. Would they spot us? What if they just passed by? Every worry circled in my head. Felt like 18 people adrift at sea. Only the horizon visible. We could only pray. Please, please find us. Near 9, despair crept in. Fuel gone, people exhausted. Mother's consciousness fading, children losing strength. Were we going to die out here? Just as that thought took hold. Choi shouted. A large vessel in the distance. I checked with binoculars. A warship. But which country? If it was a North Korean patrol. My palms sweated. The ship drew closer. Then I saw the flag. The Taegukgi, South Korean Navy. All 18 of us screamed, waving our hands. Found white cloth and waved it. Please see us, help us. Shouted until our throats were raw. The South Korean patrol boat turned toward us. They'd spotted us. In that moment, tears poured out. We made it, we survived. Mother bowed to the sky. Kim wept openly. The patrol boat came alongside. A voice through the loudspeaker. Cut the engine, I shouted back loudly. We're from the north. We want to go to South Korea. We want to defect. Moments later, Navy Special Forces boarded our boat. Young soldiers in black uniforms said they'd conduct a body search. But the way they spoke, we'll need to inspect you briefly, they said politely. Courtesy unimaginable in the north. The team checked all 18 people, one by one. Elderly, children, young adults. Counted everyone. Then asked if we were okay. Anyone hurt? Saw Mother and quickly called a medic. Handed out water and choco pies. 4-year-old Jiun took a choco pie, eyes wide. The exact snack from the USB. She took a bite and smiled. Seeing that, tears came again. We'd really made it to South Korea. A sailor asked if everyone was certain about defecting. 18 voices answered as one. Yes, we're defecting. We want to live in South Korea. The soldiers nodded, told us to relax. We were safe now. They transferred us to a South Korean vessel. Said our boat was too old, too dangerous. Moved us one by one carefully. A soldier carried Mother. Kim got assistance too. Children transferred safely. Boarding the South Korean ship, my legs gave out. Only then did the tension release. They gave us blankets. Hot tea too. A medic checked everyone's health. Said we were all okay. Inside, the ship was clean. Clean bathrooms, beds. Young sailors kindly showed us around. Told us to rest comfortably. Went out on deck. The Taguki fluttered above the sea. Seeing that flag made it real. We'd truly come to South Korea. Choi stood beside me. Said we'd done it. Looked back. The northern sea stretched out. Our home lay beyond. a place we might never return to. My chest felt heavy, but no regrets. The ship headed south, a new life truly beginning. Fear mixed with anticipation. All 18 survived. A miracle. Heaven had helped us, I believed. September 23rd, 2025. Evening, we arrived at Incheon Port. Stepping onto the dock, my legs trembled. We'd truly set foot on Korean soil. Mother prostrated herself on the ground. Thanked heaven for letting her see freedom before death. First impressions, shocking. Buildings around Incheon Port blazed with lights, bright even at night. Cars passing endlessly. So many vehicles, unimaginable in the north. After questioning, we went to Hanawon, a settlement support facility. 12 weeks to learn about South Korean society. First time in the cafeteria, I remember. Rice with multiple side dishes. Meat, too. All 18 of us ate while crying. First convenience store visit amazed. Open 24 hours, they said. Stores at night. Shelves packed with choco pies. Jeon thrilled she could buy as many as she wanted. Impossible to dream of in the north. The supermarket truly blew my mind. Rice stacked in sacks, meat piled like mountains. Fruit, vegetables, fish. Nothing was missing. My wife cried. Things we had to give the military in the north. Here anyone could buy them. Unbelievable. At Hanawon, we learned many things. How to use banks, transit cards, visit hospitals. Had to fix our speech, too. Say friend instead of comrade. Soften our formal tone. Korean accents differed, too. Hard to change North Korean speech patterns. Young people adapted faster. Food tasted different. Sugar-heavy dishes seemed strange at first, but delicious. Most of all, grateful to eat our fill. The most amazing thing, freedom. Could search for North Korean news online. Criticizing politicians didn't get you arrested. Thinking and speaking freely. This was real freedom. January 2026. All 18 settled near Incheon. I opened a fish shop at the market. Choi became a fishing boat crew member. Young people found factory jobs, some preparing for college. Mother recovered much of her health. Now attends church. Prays gratefully every day. Thankful for coming to South Korea. June adjusted well to kindergarten. Made Korean friends too. Us villagers gather often. Holidays, we eat together. Our hometown people reunited in South Korea. Surviving together feels like a miracle. But there's longing too. Miss the home seas. Worry about villagers who couldn't come. Relatives left in the north. How are they living? Every night, I wonder. Hope for unification. Could we step on that soil again? Maybe not our generation, but perhaps our children will see it. The day North and South become one. I believe it must come. Thank you to the Korean people for accepting us, helping us, for freedom and human dignity. Hope this story helps reveal North Korea's reality. Thank you sincerely for watching this video to the end. Subscribing and liking helps us share more defector stories. Thank you.